We're live on the wrong one. My bad, Josh. Countdown timer. I threw us in the.
Talk to me nice. Talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes. Don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy. Make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it. I wanna see it. See how. Rewind. When we rewind, it feels so nice. We time. You, I know how to make me feel right. I can't help how. Got this sweet talk. I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk. You need to say less to me. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way, on my way. Why you blushing? Yeah, sweet concussion. Oh, you miss my touching. Good do. Show me
guest
something.
alert. Special
Give me
guest
more
alert.
than one thing. I need more than less than I do. Say you a good guy. Make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it. I wanna see it. See how. Rewind. When we rewind, it feels so nice. I can't help how. Got this sweet talk. I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk. You need to say less to me. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way, on my way. We've been dancing all night long. Right here with you way too long. Don't want nothing here or now. But I'm done waiting, done wasting my time. Got this sweet talk. I'm already on my way. I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk. You need to say less to me. No need for no flowers, babe. I'm already on my way, on my way. Sweet talk, sweet talk.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. My name is David Blackman, and I am the WordPress WooCommerce Digital Buddha. Today, I've got a great topic and a special guest. If you saw the countdown timer going, I almost messed it up because I started in the two scene showing my good friend Josh, who's going to join me today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring Josh in here. Hey, Josh, what's happening?
What's up? I'm just trying to correct my message that I posted in the live stream over there. I put yo you instead of yo, so I was trying to correct that. But
We're trying to be too cool, bro. We're
but,
trying to be too cool.
Whatever. That's what happens. What happens? Yeah, when we go live, something always goes wrong. But it's
Yeah,
good.
I have been.
Except for when I'm on with the Digital Buddha.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I've had 2 podcast interviews today, and this is my second live stream. And I have been on video, either producing, recording, or some kind of content since 7:45 this morning. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon where I live. So for the past 6 hours
Oh my
straight,
gosh.
I've been in front of this camera. And here we go again. Thursday is my long day. I may need to rethink Thursday because it ends up being a really, really long day. So I blame the hiccups, the mess ups, and the whatever the heck we do wrong in this live stream on that. Just fatigue and tiredness.
Yeah, but come on. I mean, you brought me on though, and I want the best of you. So you got to just tell me I'm getting the best of the
You're getting the
Digital
best.
Buddha when I come on.
promise.
the
Hey,
Digital Buddha.
I
Okay.
promise. I promise. You're getting the
I
best. You're getting the
no.
best from
All
me,
right. All
Josh. You're
right.
getting the best.
I love it. I love
uh,
it. Yeah.
yeah. Well, today we've got a really really good
I'll
topic.
take it.
Josh and I were talking last week, and we were kind of Josh is for you that don't know. Josh is the chief marketing officer for my company, and he is an amazing talent. He manages all of our content, and he and I were strategizing about the content coming up on the Digital Buddha channel. And Josh and I have a lot of really interesting, deep conversations because we kind of dive off into very mental kind of topics and stuff when it comes to online marketing. His philosophies, my philosophies, sharing experience. He started a plugin company recently as well, Infinite Uploads. If you have not checked it out, it is a fantastic plugin that replaces your media library, puts it into the cloud, takes the pressure off of your website. It's awesome. Check it out. But as we're kind of brainstorming and talking about strategies for marketing online and stuff, we just kind of struck up the conversation of, well, how much is luck and how much is hard work and stuff. And I thought, man, that's a great topic. As a matter of fact, I want to have you on to come in and let's just kind of bat that topic around and stuff and talk about it and whatnot. So here we
Yeah,
are.
I mean, I feel about 33.33% confident in this topic, because where one of these things falls at for me and which ones that I feel like I have experience with and whatnot. And so we'll leave that to figure out which one I feel most comfortable with when we get there.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to test
But
just to be safe. You talk. I'm going to see, we're live in all the
yeah,
places that we say we're going live, and I'll tell you how we're doing that in a minute. But Josh, go ahead. Take it away. Talk about anything you want,
well,
or
you want
tell
me
them.
to take
No, just tell them what
anything I want to talk
anything
about?
you want for just a minute while I check some stuff out.
Yeah. Yeah. What I'm trying to figure out still though, while David's doing this, is if we lay all our cards on the table up front, allow people to participate in the conversation. What I'm hoping for, if we've got some folks on who have an opinion in this direction, I think this conversation does matter quite a bit about, especially in your audience when you're talking about entrepreneurship, building a business from scratch, all the things that your audience is interested in, and personally that I'm quite interested in as well. These are big topics of conversation. I like how you're throwing me up in the backgrounds as well. That's pretty cool.
Well, here's the
I
funny
know it
thing.
wasn't.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
here. We're doing this live, so we're live, right, folks? Hi,
yeah,
Keely. Thanks
right,
for
right.
joining us. And I forgot to hit preview mode. So as Josh is talking, I'm just gonna tell on myself. I'm gonna go for the 6 hour long day, is because I knew where Josh was going, and as soon as he started talking about, hey, if anybody's watching us and they want to participate in the conversation, we talked about, posting my guest link to allow people to come into the conversation, and we have a 3-up, and I realized that I
Yeah,
hadn't set the 3-up up. So I was copying it. I was going to do it really quick. Boom, boom. The wonderful thing about Ecamm Live is it allows you to do that, but I forgot I didn't hit preview mode.
right.
So as soon as I hit the 3-up, it took Josh and me off the screen. And, so I'm going to hit preview mode
Yeah.
now,
But in
and
all
you can tell
fairness,
them all
though,
about that.
in all fairness, yeah, in all fairness, preview mode is new
Yeah,
within the last couple updates, right? Maybe one
absolutely.
or two.
Yeah, it
and
is.
and people apparently love a good blooper, so I'll take it, so we'll cut that one and keep it as the Facebook reel that we drop later. But yeah, so this topic I think's pretty interesting and close to me, as I've been a part of the marketing world for larger companies where, you know multi-million dollars of revenue coming in every year, and you're kind of trying to function and work on that side and what it takes to get to that point, and then also experiencing it from a really new product again at the startup level. and the tension around like, man, how do you get yourself out there? How do you promote yourself?
Right.
Am I just spinning my wheels? Where is it hard work? Do I just, after you go live a few times or whatever, if it's in the streaming world or the business world, you get your product out there 2 months down the line, you haven't made as many sales as you had projected, and you're sitting there going like, oh man, how much of this is luck? And I worked my butt off to get this thing out there and live. So what is it that I'm doing wrong? And so we wanted to ask that question. Is it all luck? Is it all hard work? Is it a mixture of both? If so, what percentage? And then I'm going to throw a derailing statement in right from the top. I'm going to say, after sitting on this for a week after our conversation, I might say it's neither of those, and we're asking the wrong question completely.
Ooh.
Like we've gone completely off the side.
Ooh.
So
okay, well look, before we do anything else, I want to acknowledge a few people that are joining us live. It says, hey, I want to say hey to Keely Dunn. And she was making me smile because she says she loves a good blooper, which, and
yes.
She also says that, as I know, her live streams are consistently flawless, and she lives to see other people's mistakes and stuff, which is,
Right.
Yeah, Josh, right, Keely? Scandalous.
Yeah.
Josh throwing a. He's pivoting at the last minute here, and I don't know anything about it, so we're going to roll with it. Hey, Lee. Lee's joining us from the UK. Thanks for joining us, Lee. I know it's late where you're at and stuff. Well, the blooper was I did not go. You did, so you're going to have to go back and rewatch the live stream, Lee. I'll tell you. I forgot to do a 3-up, so instead of hitting preview mode, I went into Ecamm and I hit my 3-up scene, but I didn't have anything set. Josh wasn't set. I wasn't set. So it took us off the screen, and it just had the boxes there. So, yeah, it was a minimal blooper, not too terribly bad and stuff. All right, well, let's dive off into today's topic. I think it's a really, really good one. And I think, even with Josh throwing this caveat in here, mixing it up at the end right before we go live and stuff, talking about, maybe it's not either. Maybe it's totally something else. You'll have to, I love the where you're going. You're going to have to wait to the end, folks, to find out what the answer is to that. So make sure you watch to the end. So I guess, what is it? Is it luck or is it hard work? You want to go first? Do I feel like I've been talking all day. You want to talk first? Or how you want to do this, Josh?
Well, I want to hear your point of view because I'll have to share mine if I go with it,
Absolutely. Okay. All right. Well, he's letting me go first, sports fans, so I'm happy about that. Hey, Eric, just want to say hey. I'm going to, cut to the chase. I'll give you my reasoning behind it because that's going to be a lot longer story. I think that it's a combination of both. I think it's both hard work and it does take some luck also. And I'm going to share with you my experience of what being an entrepreneur has been like, what starting the 2 companies that I've started and have had for the last 25 years, how they started and kind of why I say what I'm going to say. And then I'm going to kind of back it up with that. So Josh, I'm going to go with both. It takes a little bit of hard work and luck.
Okay, both. Do you have a percentage that you want to go with? Are you leaning more towards hard work, like an 80,
no,
20,
it's
30, 70?
It's definitely more. Here's what I think. I'm going to throw a caveat to your caveat. And I'm gonna add in my own caveat because I wasn't expecting your question.
All right.
And because you posed it this way, a percentage, a breakdown, there's a third aspect that I think is crucial and very, very important to success. And it doesn't have to do with hard work, and it doesn't have to do with luck. It has to do with willingness. And I think that maybe willingness is the one component that we did not put in the title and stuff. But as an entrepreneur and as a successful entrepreneur, yes, it takes hard work. Yes, it takes luck, but it also takes a certain amount of willingness. So to answer your question, percentage, I'm going to say for me, it's going to be probably, wow, now that I'm thinking about this in my own experience, I'm going to say that it's probably, this is a high number. This is going to be controversial. I know it. I'm going to say it's probably 80% willingness. And
wow,
I'm going to say 15% hard work and 5% luck, So
ooh, wow.
There you go. I'll explain
There you
why,
go.
and it's
Oh,
really
my.
important. It's really important.
Yeah. Ooh, that's really interesting. Do we have anybody throwing any comments about what their thoughts are yet, or are they just waiting to hear from us?
Well, Keely says that she has strong, scandalous opinions about this topic, so she's on the edge of her seat. Eric, who just recently joined us, says that willingness for hard work, 24/7, and self-belief. Yeah, totally, 100%. So yeah, Keely, I want to know what your strong opinions are, and we do have the 3 up. So I will send.
If she's willing, we would invite her in.
Yeah, Keely,
But,
if you're free and you want to jump in here, let me know, and we'll put you in on the stream, and you can let us know your scandalous beliefs and stuff as well.
Yeah, show us your willingness. Show us your willingness right now. David just threw the third component, willingness, in there.
Well, you know what?
Show us
I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah.
prepare just in case. I will WhatsApp you the link, Keely.
Do it.
I actually think what I will do is I'm going to do a 4-up also, because Lee says that he really wants to. He asked if he could define it as well. So I think what I'm going to do.
I'd love it.
Yeah, let me see here. I'm gonna make that. We're doing this thing on the fly, and
We're
put
doing it
that
on the
down
fly.
here, and I'm gonna put this here. Oh, man, got to take off all these names. All right, there, and there, and there. Josh, you talk. You dude, I gave you my.
I love what you're talking about here. Okay, so here's my thing, and this is where it gets kind of interesting, because I feel like there's a timing element to any successful product, or to most successful products. When you hear about it, that feels like an uncertain, and you can call that luck or just the right timing. I don't know what would be with that. And then I think that the word hard work is relative to what we view as enjoyment, hobby. Like, there's a piece of this where if you're very strategic and you enjoy strategy around it, you don't see the implementation of what you're doing as hard work. It's a lot more enjoyable than that. And so, is there a work element? Sure there is, and there's a lot of things that you have to do and accomplish throughout the time, but is it really hard work? The thing that I was going to say, that I think it may be neither. I think it's primarily about people and the connections you make along the way.
Ooh.
So,
well,
it's why. Oh, Go ahead.
I'm listening to you. I'm setting things up as we're going, but
yeah.
I'm gonna be a little controversial on that one, Josh. I'm just gonna let you know.
We're gonna get fight. We're gonna get in a big
my
fight
feelings
over here.
on that. So,
Okay.
now I'm gonna be copying, and you know what? I'm just gonna copy the link. I'm gonna WhatsApp it over to Keely, and Let's keep
Okay.
going. You keep talking. That's controversial to me, and I'm going to tell you, networking is very, very important. I'll agree with you. It's very important. But I'm just going to throw this out there.
Here's why. Okay, you throw it out.
I'm going to throw this out there. I didn't know anybody
Okay.
when I started my 2 businesses. I didn't have any connections, and I didn't
Right.
need, and I didn't. Now, I'm not saying that it won't help, because there is very much a value of, it's not what you know, it's who you know. There's that saying, and that does matter. When you have those connections,
Right.
it can be huge for you. But do you need it?
Right.
Is the question. Do you need it? Is it luck, hard
Right.
work? Do you have to have the networking aspect? My point of view is, I don't think so, because I didn't have it, and
Okay.
and I just kind of went and made my way.
Drop my thought.
Go ahead, drop it.
Let me drop my truth bombs right here. Truth bombs. It's so these are the reason why I say relationships and the connections you make and the networking you do is because when you succeed, it's why somebody's likely to succeed the next time, because they've built a network of people, and you see people who like have built multiple multi-million-dollar companies, and they're able to spin up faster the next time.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
see a success metric there. Okay, so second thing is it's why I would say that you may not have known anybody immediately, but you put the work into networking, which is when you start tapping into other people's pool of resources and their base. And so if you're going to work at something, you work at networking, because
Right.
that's where you go in, and the relationships that I've built over time have been the most successful part of why I've always had a job while I've continued. Now, I want to throw one other ratchet in this, and we may not want to go down this path just because this is near to me and personal to me, it's why I think equity in the workspace won't happen until we open our contact lists up. So if you talk about to people, people of color, women, and I know we don't have anybody on here right now, so it's 2 white guys talking about this. I'm very aware of that. But inside of that, I would say that it's why the challenge
wait a minute.
becomes a
Hold on
lot
a
harder to get going in there.
Hold on a
Yeah,
second.
go ahead.
Hold your thought, because we might just have another person coming in here. Miss Keely Dunn,
Bring it.
FH Umpires. Boom. Welcome to the
There
live
we
stream,
go.
Keely.
Miss Keely in the house.
It's great to see you guys. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Hey, we kind of planned this today. Josh and I when we talked about this topic,
Yeah.
we knew that we wanted to get participation, hopefully engagement with the audience, but we also knew that we were willing to allow people to come in and share their experience and opinion and whatever that may be and stuff on this topic as well, because it
Well, thanks for including me in the planning and sending the invite. I would have dressed up a little bit had I known that we had this big show coming up, but
hey,
I'm here. I'm ready for this.
all 5 of my watchers on my YouTube channel are catching us live, so look out.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, well, Josh, you began to say something right before Keely jumped in here. I would like if you would kind of back it up a little bit and restate kind of what you were talking about,
Okay.
because yeah.
Okay, I was just saying that the idea of diversity in tech, especially in the tech world, is something that we all like, or not everybody, but obviously there's a group of people who are really fighting towards that, desire it, to see it take place and take off. And I think that from a luck versus hard work, and why I went with the connections. Did you miss that I said that it was people? Did you
No,
miss
I
that
was
part?
there for that. I was there for that. I was carrying my laptop
Okay.
around as I was coming to get set up, so I'm good.
She's
I'm
up
with
to
you.
speed.
Okay. So so I was just saying that from an equity perspective, we won't see the workspace advances in equity in our workspaces until our contact lists are open up. Contacts and our relationships are one of our most valuable assets that we have when we're growing something or starting something. And so if you don't have relationships, you can be like David and go into a new environment, a new community, look for the people who are hustling, the people who are out there. You build that relationship, and then you automatically are tapping into their user base, their people, that stuff. And then you've got this other side of going like, now I'm going to share my platform. So both of us are mutually bringing growth together and seeing that take place. And so here's why I was saying that I think people might be a more valuable asset than anything, is because all of a sudden you start going, if I open up my contacts and they're willing to open theirs, that's a recipe for exponential growth.
Yeah.
Right.
And thank you.
And so,
thank you, surname.
Yeah, we got to work hard. We got luck, all that stuff like that. What's that? Oh, am I surname Joshua?
Thank you, surname.
Yes.
I totally missed that
Yes.
part when I was cleaning
That's
up, doing
okay.
things on the
I like
fly
it.
live.
Oh, David.
You know what?
Oh, David.
You know what?
yes, sir.
Let's do
Thank
this. I
you.
need to hit back to live. Let me hit publish. That way I can take the surname out of there. We'll go back to live mode. Man, I'm getting this Ecamm Live thing
There we
down.
go.
Becoming a dang expert.
Ooh, you're flying,
Nailing
bro.
it.
You're flying.
Well, Keely,
Okay,
I mean,
so if I went too crazy off there, you correct me and you give your own. I want to hear what you have to say.
yeah, I want to kind of just bring it back around and kind of reintroduce now that Keely's here, because she heard, and you guys, the audience, heard my opinion about, when you're starting something, is it luck? Is it hard work? Is it both? Is it none of the above? Is it something else? You've heard Josh's, you've heard mine. Keely, what is your opinion on this topic?
Well, I think I was waiting for Josh to come to this with his, I think maybe we're asking the wrong question, because for me, I think I've gotten to the point in my life where I truly believe that looking at success as a percentage of hard work or luck or even people as an asset, so those are all assets that contribute to success, I think that is just completely beside the point. The point being that a percentage means nothing to the individual. The only percentage that matters is that it's not zero.
Right.
Once you're zero, it could be anything. So just because it's 90% hard work and 10% luck, then for one individual, you could be in that lucky category. You could be in the hard work category. It really doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
And I think what we're looking at is reaching for the success rather than what do you want to be doing with your life in order for success to be a possibility, but not the outcome that you're striving for.
Wow. This is exactly why I added in what I added in, because you're 100% correct. It does not matter where it falls for you on a percentage category of hard work versus luck. Obviously, all of those things are great. I use the word willingness because I think that as long as you are willing to take that leap of faith, step forward, whatever that looks like for you, then you have the opportunity to be successful, to align all of that stuff. You put the hard work in, you put the luck in, the networking that Josh talked about and stuff, and I couldn't, it just took me a minute to figure it out, Keely, before you.
Oh, hey, I'm
an
here for my
interesting
timing.
question.
What can I say? Go ahead, Josh.
One question I have, I'd like to throw this at you to ask your opinion on, is there a point in your life that you felt like you changed your success metrics?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'd say within the last, this year, actually, I'd say over the last 12 months and watching COVID changed the way that I looked at all this sort of thing. And having spent the last 5 years with my partner, who is very much a stoic individual. I've always been a humanist myself. I'm atheist and very secular and very much, I don't I don't believe in much except randomness. So I don't want that to sound nihilistic, but I just think that with what David was saying, being willing to try also has to incorporate the willingness to fail and very much say, look, this may well absolutely not work. And that's not going to be what defines success for me. When I realized that what I really wanted to get out of my experience and my journey in this entrepreneurial thing that I'm doing was just to have the ability to help some people and have that interchange of energy and to meet them and learn about them and give them something that they didn't have before. As soon as I realized that is what my focus needed to be, everything else just didn't matter as much. Now, in a year's time, if I can't put food on the table and a roof over my head, then I'm going to have to do something else. But I'm willing to fail in that outcome because that's not the important part. And that's not what I'm striving for.
Josh, do you want to answer that your own question, or do you want me to? Because I'm going to answer that. I'm going to dive into that question as well. Because for me, it was a little bit.
Go ahead, brother.
It was a little bit longer for me. Let's see here. I started my first real business, when I was 19 years old, in a landscape nursery. I was just an employee that was there working hourly, helping people take their plants to their car and whatnot. And this little elderly lady came in on a Saturday. She bought herself some bedding plants, and I'm watching her, and she's got to be at least 293 years old. And I'm sitting there, and I just asked her, do you have someone to help you plant these bushes and things that you're buying? And she's like, well, I'm at the nursing home, and no, I'm just going to do them myself. I said, well, I'm off tomorrow. I'll come over, plant them for you if you'd like. I went over and I planted them. All of a sudden, this woman, speaking of networking, must have had all these people started coming in to the nursery wanting to hire the young man that helped their friend plant plants for her. All of a sudden these people came in, and I was like, man, I started making more money on my side hustle helping these things than I was at the plant, and ended up starting a landscaping, lawn maintenance type kind of business with a friend of mine, Brad Terrell. And Brad still has that business today. I was young and, kind of moved on, but he grew that thing into like the biggest landscaping, company
awesome.
in the town. Right. So that's I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. I realized this really, really quick, and it probably was about 20 to 25 years ago, the answer to your question, which was, there is a saying, and I hate to say this because it's true. It is so true. There's a saying, it takes money to make money. Mm-hmm. If you have the financial means, you can be successful very quickly. You can move in a lot of ways and I realized that after I started to achieve some form of financial success, and then I realized that I could scale and I could grow and I could move a whole lot faster when I had those means, as before when I didn't have those means. I had great ideas and I had a great work ethic and I had all of these tools that you would think are the measuring things that will make you successful super fast and stuff, but it wasn't. And I was like, holy crap, man. It's if you have the means to do it, you can move at the speed of light. And it really was it kind of opened my mind to like, oh wow, most people aren't in that position, and that's a lot of the reason why they can't move that fast and stuff. So for me, it was about 25 years ago when I realized, oh wow, this, the question that you posed. So I'm going to look at the comments and stuff while y'all, because we've got some other people here.
Yeah, I think so. I think one of the comments on there is from Eric about networking helps, but it takes a long time to cultivate.
Right.
So there's a couple ways that I wanted to approach that. One is it depends on how we're defining networking. I think if you're ever planning on growing, organically, if you're talking about from an online perspective and social media perspective and marketing perspective, it's a lot faster pace that you can move at with some of that. And it depends on what kind of business you're at. And so a lot of the work that I've done over the years for larger companies has made it so that the relationships that I can foster happen faster because they already trust the brand that I'm working for. Now, starting from scratch, I agree with you that could take a long time. And then the second thing that I wanted to say I think another thing, we're throwing out around big words and terms with a lot of stuff that I'm assuming behind that. And I know that really aware of the short time that we have. And so when I talk about the people piece of that, and Keely, you said the people as an asset, and I would go, that depends on if I view people as an asset or a part of my success metric. So, and which you flipped that on its head and said that about your relationships and stuff like that, that you saw the advancement of other people as a part of your success. And if we don't use money as the marker of success, it changes the things that we implement, how we work, the things that we take into place. And so for me, I would go, whether you call it luck, serendipity, divine encounters, whatever else you want to call these things, the connections you have or the relationships you have are super valuable, but not just as an asset, but as a part of what makes us successful. Is, to me, is seeing other people succeed. And so I want that, if that's the part, and I think David's that way, and when he shares his platform, it's like this automatic opportunity for other people to come in and be like, hey, everybody I know now, I'm saying this is a good person, because we've never talked before. And I'm like, oh, Keely, if David says it, I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's like an immediate kind of connection that we were able to make because of that. But yeah.
I hear what you're saying. And I think it's great. I think what really we're getting to, and the angle that I come at it from is, what do I have control over? And I think we look at success as something we're striving to have control over it. It's something that, okay, well, what can I do? Can I work really, really hard and reduce how much luck that I need in order to succeed? Right. And that sort of thing. And what I'm saying is that it's there's no point in thinking about success. There's no point in saying, I set a goal to have 10,000 subscribers, by the end of the month. I think what we can control is how we impact other people.
Right.
Yeah. That is absolutely everything we do. And if it doesn't matter if that's one person or whatever, but if you say, I'm here because I want to help, as many people as I possibly can, that's achievable. That's concrete. That's also something that you entirely have within you. And so you don't have to, you can be successful in that. And the rest will come and go. You can get hit by a bus tomorrow, or Gary Vee can see your video and, you can be on his show in 2 weeks' time. Yeah. Anything can happen. Right. The world is quite random that way. You just have to give yourself, you're going to be in a situation where great successes could happen, but also great failures could too.
Yeah. And they will.
It's, absolutely. And they absolutely will. And you just have to let go of that so that your energy can go to the things that you actually can control. So that's the way that I like to look at the whole problem, really.
Yeah. I'm going to go back to a comment that Eric put in here a while ago that I starred because I wanted to just kind of bring it up and point it out. He said that, hard work is simple, but willing to sacrifice free time. He says, we business owners cannot check out. Our brain is working 24/7, even at 3 a.m. Yeah. And as an entrepreneur, I relate to that 1,000% because he's right.
At me.
Your brain does not stop when you have this type of mindset where you're wanting success, you're wanting to build something, whether it's for the betterment of mankind or for the betterment of yourself. It's just, once you have that kind of that bug and that fever and stuff, that's just how your mind's going to work and stuff. I want to say hey to Adam Inlay, who's in the house. Adam is a good friend of mine in the WordPress space. Thanks for dropping by, Adam. And, James says what Keely said. See, James didn't even have to be here. He just said what Keely said.
Yeah. James is one of my new best friends. I'm here for everything that he's saying too. So yeah, I really like that. And I totally understand where Eric's coming from. I don't think, and I've gone through periods in my life, I went through law school and I was a lawyer for a while. I've worked extremely hard at times in my life,
right?
But I don't think I've ever worked as hard as I am now over this past year when I really found out what I could do to help people.
Yeah.
In my little world, in my little sphere in sports and officiating and in field hockey umpiring, it's a tiny little niche, but I was like, I'm actually helping people and I'm obsessed with how I can get my message out there better. And it's not because it's about the metrics. It's about, oh my God, there's so many more people that I'm now reaching. Like I put out a YouTube short on, I think it was Monday night. An incident happened in a game in Germany, and one of the biggest social media platforms in field hockey out there put up a little clip of the video and said, what's the call? Is this a yellow or red card? And I know the guy who runs the platform, and I was like, B, why didn't you just tag me in this? Fine, I'm going to put out my own short and I'm going to tell you the answer. I put this out and I've had incredible, like within a week, I've got something like 1,500 views on it.
Oh man.
And which is incredible. Like that is going
that's
viral
like the
for
holy
me.
grail for us new YouTubers or new tubers.
I know it's been incredible. And part of that was simply because I'd found something that was interesting for a large number of people. But what I got really excited about was that I would get a comment from a top coach somewhere in the world who responded to me and said, thanks for explaining this so well. And you were kind of funny at the same time.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I reached that kind of person. That's exactly what I want to do. This is awesome. And you feel invigorated and you're like, okay, I want to do this again. And it's not because of the numbers. It's because of those numbers represent all these people that I was able to answer that question for, sort it out in their brains, and give them a different way of thinking about this particular decision in our game. And that is awesome. And that is, I'm sure, Josh, you're the same way, that this is what, gets you up in the morning and is making you going, is solving these problems and helping. I hate saying providing value. It's such a cliche term, but
it is true. It's true though. It's providing value, plain and simple, as much as we hate the term and stuff. Lee says that he loves that video, Keely. And I didn't know anything about field hockey, and I got to admit, I watch Keely's videos and stuff. I jump on her live streams. I get the notifications because guess what? I clicked the bell. Hey,
you clicked the bell.
If you're watching this,
click the bell.
Do not click my bell, and do not subscribe to my YouTube channel unless you're going to watch my content, because that's really, really important. I love you too very much, my friends we're streaming this to Facebook right now, and I love you dearly, and I'm glad that you're tuning in. But don't subscribe to my channel unless you're going to come watch me, and that's going to be my only pitch. But if you do, do hit the bell and subscribe and stuff.
And I've said that to you too, David. I said it's great to see you. I get very excited because I'm like, oh my God, my live stream friend's here. But at the same time, I don't want you to not.
I enjoy
I don't want you to waste your time.
Well, you're not wasting my time, first of all. Second of all, I'm not going to say like I'm a field hockey nut or anything. I like supporting my, people who are doing things in their lives. I want to support them and stuff. So part of it's that for me. So
David really does get excited about the things that make other people excited. So after spending time with him, he'll watch something over here. He'll get excited about it. He'll share it. He'll like it, even if it's not something he's ever going to do. He'll
Yeah.
really excited about it for those people. So I
Mhm.
think that's a pretty amazing attribute of working with David. He calls it one of his superpowers is being able to see uh, people's joys and excitements and then help them elevate to the next level. So
Man, that's kind of
that's my David plug right there.
Josh,
That's my
man, I
digital
wasn't
Buddha plug.
expecting. Hey, you can come on here anytime you want, Josh. Anytime you
David,
want.
I'm feeling verklempt for you. That's gorgeous. I love that. I
Well,
am here for this.
Here's what I want to say. So I would like to now, and y'all are welcome to afterwards and stuff as well. I'm going to kind of dive into and explain why I feel the way that I feel about the luck versus hard work, add in the willingness aspect to it by sharing my own experience and stuff. And my experience of my entire life, basically, of being an entrepreneur and watching entrepreneurs not succeed, unfortunately, and why I believe they've not succeeded. And it's not been because they're not capable. It's not been because they're not smart enough. It's not been because they don't have great ideas or great products, because guess what? They absolutely do. The downside of it, in my experience, is the willingness and the ability to go from start to finish. A lot of people are great starters. They're terrible finishers. And that's just, and entrepreneurs are the world's worst because their brain is going 24/7, like Eric said, in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., ideas are coming in. They've got great ideas and they're going to go start something, and they start it and they start it, and then they're on to the next thing and they're focused on that, and they're starting that thing, and they're not finishing what they're starting. And that's the big thing. So for me, in my experience, I'm just going to share with you my story of starting this company right here, Aspen Grove Studios. Actually, it's Davcom Digital is the parent company that owns the sub companies and stuff. But when I started Davcom Digital, I'm not a developer. First of all, I'm very well respected in the WordPress space. A lot of people consider me to be an expert in my niche in WordPress because of my company's notoriety and our skill set and what we do and stuff. Okay, but I'm the first one to tell you, I am not a developer. Never have been. Never will be. It's not my thing. I'm an entrepreneur. Okay, and I'm saying that because it's gonna come into play with this luck versus hard work versus willingness stuff. I am a tech guy. I will say that. I do understand tech very well. I went to LSU for computer science. I, have certifications and stuff a mile long that I've never used because it's just not my thing. I prefer, marketing and business stuff. So when I started this company, one thing that I have been willing to do is I have been able to go from here, start to finish, from beginning to end. I always have been, for whatever reason. I don't know why. I've just been able to do that, and I attribute my success. I haven't had to have my ducks in a row. I haven't had to have it perfect. I've just go. I fix it as I go. Josh knows I probably drive him absolutely batshit crazy. Oops, bat crazy.
I don't think it works retroactively.
It doesn't work post, but dang it. Anyways, so here's my point. So I have always had this thing called willingness to put myself out there, to take a leap of faith, to step off the cliff without any safety net. Drove my ex-wife absolutely insane because she's a security person. She's 90% of the people on planet Earth. They like security. They like sure things. They don't want to risk. They don't want to take. I've always been the crazy guy in my family that's been like, let's go. We can do this. and that drives a lot of people crazy a lot of times. And so I haven't had that fear of financial insecurity, that fear of failure, that fear of things that maybe a lot of people may struggle with. I just don't. I just go and, it's going to work out or it's not, and it's okay if it doesn't work out. It's kind of my philosophy. So when I started this company, I knew nothing about WordPress. I knew nothing about building websites, but I had a friend of mine who is a 75-year-old aspiring children's book author, and and he wanted to get his books out there. He was a retired dentist, and he loved writing, and he had these incredible illustrated children's books. And I was like, well, Phil, I'll help you, man. Social media is free. It's blowing up. Why don't we do this? Was circa 2013. And, social media was free everywhere. And I'm just trying to help him, kind of get his name out there, setting him up all the social channels. And we're just not getting any traction. And intuitively, my gut was telling me, it's like, Phil, nobody knows who you are. You need to just start writing. Maybe you should blog. You should start a blog, start writing, let people find you and start reading your stuff, and then you'll get discovered. And he looks at me, he's like, David, I can't build a blog. I know nothing about websites. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm like, well, let me do some research and I'll get back to you. I did some Googling, found WordPress, open source, free, had a ton of content on YouTube showing you how to build a WordPress site. I said, oh, I can build you a website. So I told Phil, I'm going to build you a website. And he said, okay. I went and I sat down in a coffee shop on a Saturday morning. I opened my laptop. This is a true story. I had never seen WordPress before. I'm downloading WordPress for the first time. And in the coffee shop walks a mutual friend of ours named Will. Will comes over to me and says, hey, David, what you doing? What's going on? It's like, well, I'm building Phil a website. He said, really? He said, man, I'm on the waterboard in Opelousas. We need a website. Can you come give us a presentation in 2 weeks? Without even thinking a second thought, I looked up at him and said, sure. I didn't. 99.9% of Earth's population would have said, Phil, I haven't never even built a website before. I'm just getting started with Phil. I'm downloading WordPress. I don't know. And they would have had all these reasons of why they would not be able to do what it was that I was doing. But because I had the willingness, hell, I felt like I had an eternity. I'm like, man, the way my brain works is like, oh, snap. I got 2 weeks. I got 2 weeks to learn this thing, become a guru for those guys, And
Right.
so how much of that was willingness? How much of that was hard work? And how much of it was luck that I was sitting in the right place at the right time when Will came in, which literally launched this company. And I left, and from that point on, it was one customer after another customer after another customer that turned into an entire. If you would have told me that I was going to be building plugins and themes for WordPress, I would have been like, yeah,
So,
right. Go ahead.
I want to try something out
I
on you,
see
David,
you're
'cause
popping. I see you
I
popping.
know, I'm like,
go.
I have feelings.
Yes, hit him.
I need to express them. But what I'm hearing from the story you're telling, you definitely have a risk-taking personality, but I hear this element of service.
Mm-hmm.
The whole reason you started doing this is because you had this friend and you wanted to help him. And then another friend came in and said, oh, you can help us. And you're like, yeah, I like helping people and I want to help people. I can do this. And so the focus for you wasn't, can I make $100,000 in revenue in my first 6 months as a WordPress developer? Your focus was, service. Can I help this person? Sure. I got 2 weeks. I can figure out how to help the waterboard, whatever people. I can help my children's book author friend. Yeah, no problem. Because it was about, the focus was in what you were able to give, not what you were going to get.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't mean to be all like, this is altruism. No, like getting those great vibes from helping people is, intoxicating, right? And you're getting amazing.
You're supposed to lip sync it too, Kayla. You're supposed to do
oh, come on. Look,
intoxicating.
I'm not swift enough for that yet. I'm building my skills with my roadcaster slowly.
Me too.
But-
Me too. I've got this
Yeah,
button down though. I got that one down.
Mine is this one I use a lot. I use that
I
one
like
all
that
the time. Yeah, the slap. Yeah, that's Davey. That's Davey 405. Anyway, but yeah. So I mean, for me, so I'm listening to your story, and I'm the kind of person who probably is a lot like your ex-wife. I have been very much, I think, scared and just wanting that security. And I walked away from my security about 10 years ago when, I walked away from my ex, and ever since then it's been, okay, I've got to get over the hump. I got to take action. And it took me so long to do what I'm doing now with FH Empires. So long. Because I wanted to be perfect and I wanted it to be great. And I was scared of failing. I was scared of looking like stupid in my community and people thinking I was an asshole and, all kinds of stuff. And then, see, amateur. Here, hang on. So I didn't want people to think I was
I like that one too. That one's good.
So for me, I'm the opposite personality type from you, David. But when I was able to focus on what I was giving out and how good that made me feel, that's what got me over the hump. You were like most of the way there, but this is the key. I don't know.
I've always been that way my whole life. I take on way more than I probably should take on because I always want to like help people. It's just kind of like, I feel like it's kind of in my DNA. And I know I probably drive, my business partner, Corey Jenkins. I love you like a brother, and he loves me. The good news is that he's like he's like a marriage made in heaven for a business partner for me, because I am the crazy entrepreneurial business partner that has ideas, and then I go straight into implementing the ideas, whereas my team is like, wait a minute.
What's the plan?
We got all this other that we got to take care of before you put more on our plate. I'm getting.
I
good.
hope they all have roadcasters.
I'm getting good at
Oh
this.
my God.
But
I don't. So I'm sitting here right now, like, how am I gonna do this?
hey, just give me the highbrow.
Yeah.
And I'll
give me the.
Yeah, between David and I, we'll figure it out.
we'll
So
figure it
Josh, where do you fall on this
Good.
spectrum of the risk taking and security, and like how does this resonate with you?
Yeah, so I'm sitting here listening, and I enjoy all of this because I have deep relationships with people that fall anywhere inside of that. A little bit about me is I have 5 kids. So, and my wife is a stay-at-home mom. And so like everything that happens, I have a different level that I'm thinking about. All right, where is the steady stream and where is the thing that is driving towards also my creativity and my desire to build something and do something that way. But I hear inside of this, and I think we're obviously getting all over the map, and I can roll way back to, I didn't go to college, went up through high school, started right in for various reasons into the workforce, got into a call center. I was working at a call center for the CDC right around swine flu, just like taking these calls. And I'm like, I know nothing. I'm just here answering the emails stuff and just so frustrated. Then an opportunity opened up that because of my brother gave me a job. I had been editing videos. I got a Gateway computer way back in the day, was working with PowerPoint and Gateway and Pinnacle Studio 9 Plus and a bootleg copy of Photoshop, and like just making stuff because I loved it and replicating what other people are making. And I'm just out here doing it. And they're like, hey, you would be the perfect fit for our nonprofit organization doing creatives. So I went in, they gave me an opportunity through their organization, and it was a beautiful opportunity. A few years later, that progressed. Another good friend of mine, best friend since 5th grade, hits me up. Hey, we're looking for a video guy. And at that point, I'm really wrestling with imposter syndrome and going like, am I really good at what I'm doing, or am I cheap? So, so I, especially when you're in the nonprofit space, that's the constant question. Am I good at this, or am I just cheap enough for people to use it? And so I applied for that role, came down from 200 applicants down to me and 3 other guys. And I got the position there, worked there for 8 years, learned a ton about marketing, content strategy, went into writing. If you had told me I was going to make more money in writing than I ever did in video, I would have laughed in your face. Over a period of time, it evolved and has become something to where then the next relationship that led me to where I'm at was through going to these networking events and word camps. Met David down in Phoenix, was hitting a ceiling at the job that I was at. And then also really wanting to go like, hey, I'm turning 40 this year. I've got these ideas that I can't implement because I'm in a company that's has rules about doing your own business and stuff like that. And so and for right reason, intellectual property and stuff like that. And so it was like, I got to either jump out on a limb or whatever. And so I contacted David within a week. We had built a relationship. He got back to me, said, hey, come over here, work on that, and help us with content strategy. So the reason that I bend towards relationship, and this not just being a luck or whatever, is because everything that's happened to me has been because my brother got me a job, because my best friend from high school got me a job, because David I met at an event got me a job. And it was them opening their Rolodex and going, I believe in this guy. I believe in this guy. I believe in this guy. And people that would have never heard me, listened to me, talked to me would have done that. And so when I see people who are coming into the industry, tech industry or any space, and they're going like, I don't even know, they're just like clawing at straws, trying to get the openings that I had, that if I can just go like, here's my Rolodex and I believe in you, that goes so far in opening up experiences. And so when we launched Infinite Uploads this last year, I was able to hit up all the major WordPress companies. I was able to hit up all the major blogs. I was able to get featured in all these places because I had sat and had drinks with them at events for the past 8 years, paid for by my other company. And it had nothing to do with who I am and the skill I have. I think our product is brilliant, but I don't think that it's impossible for somebody else to replicate. But the difference is me having a relationship with all these other folks. And so I think what you're saying is right on the money. I think I also changed my success metrics back in July of last year, actually closer to December of 2019, just before the pandemic. And then the pandemic did something in reverse to me that a lot of people are like, start saving your money, hoard everything, get your groceries in, pull everything in. And for me, I was like, well, there's no better time to
take a risk,
throw it all to the wind than right now and take a risk. After 8 years of stability and security, I'm going to go get a new job and I'm going to launch a new product at the same time. And I'm going to throw all caution to the wind, So, and I think that's where David's willingness piece comes in.
Yes.
And so I think there's a reductionist idea when we reduce it down to luck and hard work, that it's like, no, there's like so many other factors here. And love people, care about people, change your success metrics, be willing, jump in, head first into communities and relationships and building these things, because you don't know what a beer at a word camp can do for you to open up the next opportunity that you never thought would have been there before that. So, and like I said, that relationship with my best friend, 5th grade, met him in 5th grade. He's now the CTO of the development company that we're starting. I didn't know that when we were in 5th grade that he would be the amazing cloud architect that he is, right? That's just we've stayed in communication all these years. Our wives are best friends. We all went to high school together. It was just what it was. And then now, 30 years later, we're sitting here going like, what are we doing? Like, this is crazy. We're working for other people. It's time for us to do something with these.
Keely, I've
connections
created
that
a
we made,
monster. I've created a monster.
You have, but it's a beautiful monster.
It really
It's
is.
awesome. And what I love about this though is that David, like you've told kind of like your origin story, and Josh has told his, and both of your stories really explain why you feel the way you do about where your success came from, and whatever, however you measure it. But that's where it came from you. And then if I briefly tell just like a little slice of a story that I recently was appointed as the traveling team manager for the Canadian women's national field hockey team. And all of that came out. No, not at all. But that came about because I was on this WhatsApp chat group with a bunch of hockey media people, which included this coach who is an assistant coach with the Spanish national program for a while. And we would about hockey all the time and, that sort of thing. But occasionally he would come to me and he would come to me on the side and say, hey, I've got this clip of something that happened in a game. Do you mind looking at it for me and just helping me out understanding like what was the umpire thinking? Why did it happen? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'd love to do that. And then he came to me last year and he said, I'm thinking of applying for the head coach job in Canada. Can you, like, what do you know? Can you give me any tips and stuff like that? And I was like, yeah, everything and I talked him up to anybody I knew and that sort of thing. And then after he got hired, I was so excited for him. I was just so excited. And I was like, hey, you know what? If there's anything I can ever do to help you out in your position, just give me a shout. And I'm thinking the same thing, like he would send me a video clip, or maybe I'd run a rules session for his players.
Right.
And he was all, hold my beer. And 2 months later, he came back with this job opportunity. And when he said it to me, I was just like, what? You want me to be your traveling manager? I'm not a mothering kind of type. I've never done this before. Are you insane? And then he explained the crazy to me, and I was like, oh, this sounds like the kind of opportunity that you don't say no to.
Yeah.
This is Marquez Brownlee saying yes to interviewing Kobe Bryant when he was 15 years old or whatever. This is like, this is David Blackman sitting in a cafe saying, yeah, I'll give you a presentation in 2 weeks.
Right.
Why not? And for me, that came entirely out of what I wanted to give to this coach.
Right.
I just wanted to help him so much because it made me feel so good when I helped him. Yeah. And then it turned into something that just, so is that luck? Is it? No, it's either willingness, it's relationships, or it's service. Yeah. And we all have examples of different ways that has come into our lives. And that's why I believe what I do. So
she's being somewhat modest. Wow. If I'm not mistaken, that's the Canadian national team, right?
Yes. Yeah. The Canadian national team.
The Canadian national team. So for the country, not a field hockey team at a college or a school or something somewhere. Yeah. This is the Canadian national team. So it's a pretty big deal. I want to give a shout out.
Is that in the Olympics?
Yes.
That in the Olympics?
Yeah. Yes, field hockey is an Olympic sport. And I'm saying field hockey because this is a North American audience. Yeah. If Lee is still watching, Lee's going, no, it's hockey. Because that's what the rest of the world calls it. It's only North America that calls it field hockey. But yes.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, then we're
hockey
educated.
Hockey is actually the oldest team Olympic sport. It's been in the Olympics longer than any other team.
I was just about to say that, Keely. I was just about to let them know that.
Sorry. I should have let you do that.
Junaid, hey.
But
I know we're catching you a little late. Yeah, Josh, we got it. We're live. We have to acknowledge.
We gotta go.
Got to acknowledge people, bro. We got to engage them. We're working on our live streaming thing. I
love this right here that we have.
Junaid. Well, they want to be in on it too. So, Junaid, your ears must have been burning because I was talking about you this morning. I got interviewed on a podcast, and your name came up a couple of times. So your ears must have been burning. And Dylan Roush, I'm going with Roush. You finally made it, bro. I'm glad you're here. Keep coming back. Come back next week too. We're going to be here on Monday and Thursday at 2:00. I really am glad you're here. And Lee says he's still watching.
Yeah, he is.
He's finishing his Veda. For y'all that don't know, Veda is video every day in April. So since April 1st to the end of April, people who are participating in Veda, including Keely. I'm sorry, Keely. Don't beat me with a hockey stick. It's been. I gotta get your sound effects.
Yes.
I want your sound effects.
I know.
So
I'll hook you
Your
up.
sound effects game is weak, David.
yeah, it is weak. I got the standard ones.
It's weak.
I got a bicycle horn.
Oh. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that.
Foghorn.
So, man, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Veda. So Keely's been doing Veda. You've been doing videos every day
Kinda.
too, haven't
Yep.
you? Well, kind of.
I have, yeah. Like it's just hard because I do have such a lot of other things that I was trying to do, but I interrupted my Veda to put that short out because that wasn't part of my plan. But I put
Well,
that
look
short
what
out
happened.
on Monday, and I'm absolutely.
Boom.
Sometimes you just got to roll with what works.
Yeah, you
and
got to trust your gut and go with it. So
I do.
I have done my version of Veda, and I call it Heda, Heda. And there's a reason. It's hike every day in April. So I did not realize how much COVID impacted my health. Being locked up for a year and nothing being open, being the good entrepreneur that I am, I dove into work at this desk in this office. I freaking love Keely. I love Keely. Oh my God. This is the funnest
All right, that was
live
just
stream.
too good.
Roush, like the racing team. Thank you, Dylan. So are you part of the Roush racing team, Dylan Roush? Just saying. I'll be glad you're here. We love you anyways if you're not. But
Sorry, please keep talking about hiking and how you're not doing videos every day.
well, look, I finally got on a scale this morning. And this is a true story. In COVID, since COVID hit last year, I gained 50 pounds.
Whew.
50. And I got, you got a sound effect for that? Boom,
No.
boom.
Like,
Big bomb
I don't
dropping
think-
or something.
I don't think I want to, but I'm ready for the next. I'm ready for what you're leading into. So let's do
So,
this, okay?
I hired a
body
personal
shame him. Don't
trainer.
body shame.
No,
Yeah.
there's no shame. Look, I'm gonna tell you, I'm transparent. It's coming out there. I have nothing, it is what it is. That's just how I feel, and it's where I'm at, and it's the reality and truth. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people probably relate to it and stuff. So
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
started yoga with Kali, which has really, really helped. I'm going to say this, yoga is hard as, and I mean so hard as, you can't even imagine how hard it is. It looks like it's all zen and this and that, but it's hard. It really is. So I also hired a personal trainer that I started working out with twice a week. And I decided when I started, in between the sessions with him and with Kali and stuff, that I needed to move. And Veda inspired, I was like, man, well, I'm doing Heda. I'm going to do a hike every day, which has been awesome because it's got me outside. It's got me in nature, which is great for mental, emotional, and all that health, plus your physical. So I got on a scale this morning. You want to take a guess on
I'm ready.
How much I weigh this morning? And look, I've been exercising now for a month, and I know I've lost some weight because I can feel it. So I was even bigger.
Oh, I even told you like a month and a half ago, even. I was like,
Right.
hey, your face looks skinnier.
Yeah, right.
No.
Well,
I barely knew you, and I
Yeah.
still told you that. Go on.
Well, I got on the scale this morning, and I was still shocked because the number must have been much higher. Y'all want to take a guess at what I will? Like that. Heda, cue up the sound effect. Please.
I'm ready, but I don't know. So you gained 50 pounds
Mhm.
during COVID. So you're asking us how
Well,
much
no.
of that 50 pounds you lost, or
No.
because we don't know your
I-
absolute numbers, and I don't
No,
care.
my
about
absolute
your-
number was
Right.
probably more than 50, actually.
Okay.
I'm going to guess it
Mm-hmm.
was more than 50 because I'm sitting at 50 now, more than
Okay.
what my normal standard weight is.
Right. Okay.
So there was some point that you might have been at
There was
70.
some point that I was probably up higher than that. Yeah, absolutely.
How tall are you, David?
Let me see here. I am
Is this a complicated question?
6'7"
How tall are you?
6'7" in a 5'9" frame. I'm 5'9". I don't know. You guys use meters over there and centimeters and stuff. What is that? How much?
No,
is
no,
it?
no. Well, I don't know.
going.
It's probably like 190 centimeters, but no, Canadians, we have our own system of borrowing measurements from all of our colonial overlords. So anyway, don't you worry about it. You just talk in American and I can understand you.
Okay, well, I'm 5'9", which is 175.26 centimeters, just to say. You were
Okay, I
close.
was way off.
You were close.
Cool.
You were close. You were closer than I would have been. That's for sure.
Okay.
So, Josh,
Okay.
what's your guess, bro? What my scale said this morning?
You just told us.
No, I didn't tell you what the scale said.
No, he didn't.
What's the scale say, Josh?
Oh, okay. I don't know what the start weight was.
It doesn't
You're
matter
making me
what the
just
start
guess.
weight was. Just tell me what you think.
We have to guess what he
You're
weighs.
killing
This is
me.
like
Come
the
on.
worst.
220.
This is the worst
220.
segment of live stream
He gave
ever.
a number. He gave a number. 220. Keely, what's your
Yeah, there you
number?
go.
I think you weigh 205.
You two can come on my live stream anytime y'all want.
Okay.
My
He won't tell
scale,
us the real number.
my scale this morning said 276.
Whoa.
But the thing is, you're happy
Yeah.
because you know that you have
it's going
lost
south.
your.
It's going
living
south.
better.
You can book it.
Yes.
You can book it. It's going down.
There you go.
It ain't
Okay.
staying there. I don't know how the hell we went down this rabbit hole.
I know.
This is a
I know.
long rabbit hole.
Because let me
She
tell
tried
you,
to save
we're-
you.
Hold on, let me see if I got
Keely
one.
tried to save you when you started down the Haida path. That she
The
was
Haida
like,
path.
"Oh, come on, don't take us down this, man." The Haida path.
That's right, the Haida path.
and Josh, I ain't talking about my weight on this show either. I'm just saying, not happening.
Look.
Not today.
Yeah.
Not today,
Forget
sirs.
it.
Not
Forget
today.
about it.
Well, I think we've kind of covered this topic pretty good, don't y'all?
Especially that tangent. That tangent
Hey, we
totally
can cut
nailed
that part
it.
out. Hey, if you're watching the live stream
Yeah,
after
that
the
was
fact
fun.
and you made it this far,
Right.
hit your rewound sign, Keely.
Yep.
Stop
Yep.
it 25 minutes ago.
There you go. Wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love your sounds.
There we go.
I want your sound effects. Those are
I've worked
crazy.
incredibly hard at them.
You have. Those are awesome. I want them. So
Can tell.
please send them over.
Okay.
All right.
David,
Boom.
on our way out, I think it's only appropriate that we let people know what's coming out next.
Oh
right?
yeah.
So you
Why not?
got in
Oh,
the
yeah.
next couple weeks what you're going to be focusing on. We're
Yeah.
going to be talking about
Keely's
how to
gonna
build-
like this.
how
She'll
to build
like
a
this.
website. Yeah, it's going to be build a
Yeah.
website fast, like really quick. Then there's going to
Ooh.
be build an e-commerce site real fast, build a podcast site real fast, and then the last one is going to be how to build an LMS,
Which is a
LMS, a learning
membership.
management system. So
Yeah.
courses, yeah,
Courses, that kind of stuff. Here's what I
So
want to
these are
tell
the
you.
next kind of 4 episodes.
Josh he doesn't, I set it up a little bit different. Josh kind of somewhat set it up. I'm going to really set it up, I'm going to walk you through building a website from start to finish on WordPress in less than an hour on all of these, including an e-commerce website. I'm going to show you how easy it
Nice.
is, how quick you can do it. So join us if you want to, and you should, because you want to own your own digital real estate. You don't want to be renting. you know, you want to have your own place on the web that you own and control.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to teach you how to do that. There you go. Ching.
David's
cha-ching.
pitch is better than mine. I'll give you that. David's
Well,
pitch is better
I
than
love
mine.
it.
I'm a, salesman at heart, I guess. I mean, that's kind of been my thing.
I'm thinking
so,
systematically, and David out here sharing the love.
Yeah.
You
So,
know, jeez.
Absolutely.
boom. Well, Josh, I am very grateful that you came on the show and shared your experience and your knowledge. And Keely, I am super stoked that you came on the show. This has been so much fun.
Yeah, I think we
So
are.
awesome. And,
She saved
Yeah,
this
thanks
show.
for the invite.
she did. She
No,
saved the show.
No, Josh, I really enjoyed virtually meeting you, and this was an absolute blast. I had a
Yeah.
great time and enjoyed the energy. So thank you for teaching me some things about where you're coming from with your feelings on success and where it came from. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
everybody that joined us live, whether you came through on Facebook or YouTube, we really appreciate you. Smash the like button. I don't ever say that. I'm
Yeah.
a terrible self-promoter. Smash the like button. Do not subscribe unless, and I'm telling you right now, don't
Yep.
you dare subscribe to that channel unless you're going to watch it and find some value.
That's
out of
right.
it. So, yeah,
That's right.
boom. I want my stuff, something. I was
You want
gonna
it
get
pure.
witty. I want it
You want
pure.
to keep
I
it
want
straight.
pure.
You want your channel to
Keep
be
it
straight,
pure. Keep it
tight,
pure. Yeah.
There you
straight
go.
and tight,
There you go. All right.
smashed. There you go.
Well, we're going to
That's
go
right.
out with some music just like we came in. Let's see here.
Mhm.
Good. I missed that part. I was a little late, so I want to hear what you're
Yeah,
going to play for us.
Let's see.
Play my
here.
favorite song.
Which one's your favorite one?
I don't know. You play it a lot.
Oh, okay. Which one? Is it my go out song or my come in song?
It's usually your come in song, but you play it. You play going out
My
too.
come in song. We're going out the same way we came in. Colin, you made it just in time to say hi and make the stream, and we're going to put you right there. Thanks for stopping by. You're going to have to watch the replay. Hashtag replay in the comments if you have any questions or share your own experience of what you feel like your success is online. And Keely chose the song Going Out, so
Yeah.
come on, Josh, got to dance.
Talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes. Don't let it fall on me. Say you're the type. Make me believe it. Don't
Shame on
worry,
us.
Shame on us. Shame
I
on
wanna
us.
see
All right, everybody.
how
Rich, you been here too? Damn it. You've been creeping. He's been creeping on us.
feels so
You've been creeping on us.
Rich, I had a spot for you. You could have came on. All right, everybody. Peace out. We'll see y'all Monday. Thank y'all so much.
You're welcome.
Let me hit that button. I guess I need to hit finish.